We're live.
Good evening. This is another voting session for the House Judiciary Committee on March 28th, 2022. We have several bills that we're going to be working through this evening. I'm going to go in the reverse order because I think it might be faster, but hey, we'll see what happens next. Senate Bill 29 is Senator Elfreth's cross-file of Chair Atterbury's bill on marriage and the age related to marriage. Spoke to Chair Atterbury. She would like to amend or requests the committee amend Senate Bill 29 to conform to what we passed out of the House. So there are amendments in your packet that would do just that.
I'll move that suggestion.
Second on the amendment.
There's a motion and a second on the amendments. I'm gonna move through discussion on the on that because we're just conforming it to what we already did. All in favor of the conforming amendments, please raise your hands. Delegates Howell, Bartlett, Anderson, Fisher, Moon, Munoz, Williams, McComas, Shetty, Cardin, Lopez, Davis, Erican, Cox, Tolles, Crutchfield, Grammer, Cham. Anybody opposed? Seeing none, the amendments are adopted. Now, for those of us who are kind of new to what we just did, of course, is we turned Senator Elfreth's bill into the House bill that we passed initially on this subject. So now we're on the bill as amended.
Favorable.
Motion for favorable and a second. Any discussion? Again, this is just conforming it to the bill the way we moved it out of the House. Wouldn't expect there to be, but you never know. But all right, don't see any discussion. We'll take a roll call. The vice chair.
Yes.
Shoemaker is not with us. Anderson.
Wow, I don't know how to vote without Shoemaker in front of me. I'm gonna take a chance and go with yes.
Okay. Erican.
Yes.
Bartlett.
Yes.
Cardin.
Yes.
Conaway is excused. That's right. Cox.
Yes.
Crutchfield.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
Grammer.
No.
You're no. Okay. Howell.
Yes.
Jones. We lost her. All right. Lopez.
Yes.
McComas.
Yes.
Munoz.
Yes.
Shetty.
Yes.
Cham.
Yes.
Tolles.
Yes. I didn't know what to do. I heard Cham. That was always I was always
know.
next. So happy to have you back.
Very confusing. Williams.
Yes.
Rachel Jones, are you there? Delegate Jones?
Yes.
You're a yes on
Yes.
Senate Bill 29? All right.
Yes.
That's fine. All right. So it's favorable with amendments, 19 to 1 with 18 to 1 with 2 excused. All right. So that's that one. Now we'll go to Senate Bill 662 and Senator Zucker. This is, let's do it this way. Holly, you're there, right?
Yes,
Holly, would you please describe what 662 does?
sure. So the Senate amended this bill to basically require for fiscal 2024 only the comptroller to distribute 14 million from the state's unclaimed property fund to the Access to Counsel and Eviction Special Fund. And it just mandates that the governor shall provide the appropriation in 2024.
Okay. There are no amendments that are being offered for 662. Can I have a motion, please?
Move favorable.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Now, is there any discussion regarding Senate Bill 662? Delegate McComas and then Delegate Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So is this access to counsel for evictions? And is it going to just be a one-time, or is it a one-time charge? So is it basically to deal with the pandemic evictions? And then there won't be access to counsel after that wave of COVID evictions are gone?
My understanding is that there's money in the budget for fiscal 23, that this provides money in the budget for fiscal 24 for access to counsel and evictions. And I believe that's correct, Holly? I think
Yep, it's a one-time appropriation. They wanted, so the House bill and the Senate bill before it was amended provided for the appropriation in 2023, but the budget has already been decided. So that's why it had to be pushed out to 2024. Delegate McComas, it is a one-time, and it's a minimal impact because of the amount of money that's in the abandoned property fund, but it is just a one-time payment.
Well, let me just ask you another question. Because it's in the abandoned property account, what happens if the person that comes forward and says, hey, you owe me X amount of money from the abandoned property account, and they can prove it,
So I can speak to that because I looked to how much is in the abandoned property fund, and it's $104 million. So that was it's actually $177 million in 2021. So this payout is so small, but the abandoned property fund actually it goes to 5 different. I mean, the money can go to 5 different things. So, for example, the comptroller will retain $50,000 just in case, like you said, somebody comes forward. But it also $8 million of that goes to Maryland Legal Services Corporation each year. It also goes to the State Victims of Crime Fund. So money is used in the abandoned property for other purposes too. And this amount is such a small amount, the fiscal impact is very minimal.
So essentially, we're not going after the corpus of the account, but we're going after the interest that the account generates?
Yep. And well, typically at the end of each fiscal year, any remaining funds in the abandoned property fund go to the general fund anyway. So it's just a circular. So we're just taking essentially a small amount from the general fund to fund this 14 million.
Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that for me.
Right. Are there any further questions with regard to Senate Bill 662? There was a motion and a second, and seeing no further questions, go to the roll call. The vice chair,
Yes.
Delegate Shoemaker,
No. And Mr. Chairman, if I could, I was having battery related issues with my phone. That's why I wasn't on earlier. So I'm assuming I missed 3 votes.
you did not. You only missed one, Senate Bill 29, which was
okay.
the marriage. It conforms the marriage bill, Vanessa Atterbury's marriage bill, to the
Okay.
House version.
Well, that's
So,
fine.
okay,
I appreciate that.
no problem. Are you voting yes on that bill while I'm at it?
No, I
You
think
get
I'll
back,
go on
you
that
get
one
back
too.
to me on that. Let me go through the
Okay,
rest of
thank
Senate
you.
Bill 662. Back on 662, Delegate Anderson,
Yes.
Erican,
No.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Carden,
Yes.
Conaway is excused, Cox,
No.
Crutchfield,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Brammer,
No.
Howell,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Lopez,
Yes.
McComas,
No.
Munoz,
No.
Shetty.
Sorry, I couldn't come off mute. Yes.
Cham,
No.
Tolles,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
13 to 7. Okay, so there's that one. Let's go to Senate Bill 279. Senate Bill 279 is a cross file of a bill of House Bill 571. I think that was Delegate Rosenberg's bill. There is an amendment. We added a technical amendment that the Senate failed to add. So we need to amend, we're effectively amending it to conform to the House bill. Is that correct, Holly?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, that's the second time today I was right. Just keeping track, this helps. A little
We're like a
encouragement.
block clock.
I know, at least once every 4 hours. It's amazing. All right, let's do this. Could I have a motion on the amendment to conform it
Move the
effectively to the
amendment.
House bill? Is there a second?
Second.
All right, thank you. All right, it's been moved and seconded the amendments. This is again an amendment to conform to our technical amendment. All in favor, please raise your hands. Shetty, Bartlett, Howell, McComas, Williams, Munoz, Moon, Carden, Cham, Cox, Erican, Davis, Lopez, Grammer, Crutchfield, Shoemaker, Jones, and Anderson. All right. We're on the bill as
Move
amended.
favorable.
There's a motion for a favorable as amended. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, great. Discussion now. Delegate Carden.
Mr. Chair, I think that this was a unanimous vote, if I'm not mistaken. Can you confirm that on the House bill?
One moment, please. I believe you're right, but let's find out. I'll jump on real quick and it will be difficult. But I think you're right. I believe it was, and if I wasn't, if it was something different,
trying to
Chair,
make it-
Chair, it was not.
I did. Yeah, okay.
It was 14-6.
14-6.
My mistake.
Okay.
My-
Well, that was wrong. All right. That wipes out my previous being right. All right. Anyway, now that that's gone. There's a motion and a second on the favorable with amendments. Is there any further discussion? All right. Seeing none. The vice chair,
Yes.
Shoemaker,
No.
Anderson,
Yes.
Erican,
No.
Bartlett,
Yes.
Carden,
Yes.
Conaway is excused. Cox,
No.
Crutchfield,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Fisher,
Sorry, yes.
Grammer,
No.
Howell,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Lopez,
Yes.
Comas,
No,
Munoz,
No.
Shetty,
Yes.
Cham,
No.
Tolles,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
13-7. That moves forward. All right, now, what is remaining are the two bills on child interrogation. I'm going to go with this. I understand that there is an amendment that we have not yet received regarding this bill.
I got, I just received it.
You just received it?
Yes, sir. How do I get it to you guys?
Well, here's the thing. That means that
Okay.
not everybody here has gotten it. And
Right.
so Delegate Bartlett with her, you're going to email it to Dylan, Kurt. Delegate Bartlett, whether we act on the bill now or act on the bill tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning, everybody get that? Tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. And actually, I'm going to be sensitive to my Republican friends who have a caucus at 8:50. We'll push it a little here. We'll get it to 9:40 to do the best we can here. It won't go in the first session on Tuesday anyway. So one way or the other, it's in the second session Tuesday. I see Delegate McComas with your hand up. Hang on a moment. Delegate Bartlett. He just has received the amendment. What's your pleasure?
Well, you know, I'm a little worried about the 20 minutes. Would this be the only thing that would be on the vote for tomorrow?
This will be the only thing on the vote list in the morning.
Okay. And so I guess we'll look at it. And do you, Mr. Chair, want us to talk about the amendment today or just leave all the discussion for tomorrow morning at 9:30?
I think it's difficult to discuss an
Go for it.
amendment that I'm sure that Delegate Anderson can describe very well. I feel like that since it's done, we'd like to get it out to people. And Delegate Anderson, can you tell me how long this amendment is?
4 words.
It's 4 words.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing we could do right now is we could screen share it and we could just take up the amendment and give everybody the chance to do it right now. Or we can come back tomorrow morning if people want to think about it.
Well, 4 words is different than what I thought it was going to be. Now you've piqued my curiosity.
Mr. Chair,
I'll go to the vice chair. I see you too, Delegate McComas, but let me go to the vice chair.
does this change when it's read across the floor in terms of timing it if we do it tonight versus tomorrow morning?
I mean, it means that I don't think so necessarily. I think that it would mean that Dylan would have to move pretty quickly. He says he can get it onto the floor relatively quickly in any case. So at this point, it's going on. It'll get there in the morning and probably be dealt with in the afternoon on Tuesday.
Okay, well, I don't know if
No
this,
matter what we do, by the way. I
got you. I don't know if this changes Delegate Anderson's perspective, but I have some text messages from the advocates who were from the Youth Justice Coalition that were pushing this bill, saying that they would rather have the interrogation bill as is than risk losing it. So, for what it's worth.
All right, Delegate, well, all right, I'm kind of in an ether here a little bit, but we'll hear from Delegate McComas and then Delegate Anderson, and then we'll go from there.
I was just going to make a logistics comment. I was thinking that why couldn't we have the meeting zoomed on the floor? We get there a little early because she starts right on time, and then but I don't know what Dylan has to do if he really needs us in the headquarters, so to speak, in Judiciary as opposed to on the floor. I was just thinking it would make it easier because we're all over, we immediately after our caucus meeting, we'd go right over there and we can set right up, at our desks.
Dylan is capable of doing many, many things. He is absolutely indefatigable. But having said that, and using my SAT word for the day, I think it would get a little loud in the chamber once people started going in there. So I'm not sure we'd do that. Delegate Anderson, you had your hand raised.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. 2 things. Number one, as I said, the amendment is only 4 words. So I sent it to Dylan, and I suspect that all of us could read 4 words in a few minutes, and we could debate the amendment tonight. I mean, I don't see why we can't do that. Number 2, with regard to Delegate Moon's concern, I did talk to the bill's Senate sponsor, Delegate Jill Carter, on the way down from from Annapolis to Baltimore. And she indicated that she was, and these were her words, agnostic about whether we pass it unscathed or with my amendment. She felt that if it were to pass with the amendment that I suggested, which she likes, that she could still get it past the Senate, either straight or through or during a conference committee.
All right.
Well, now I want to wait till tomorrow.
All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I think that it is an amendment that we discussed. Dylan is just now emailing it to people. I think, the difference between doing this right now and doing this tomorrow morning, I think is minimal. So I'd prefer to do it tomorrow. I will contact the Speaker's office, let them know that we may need a little bit of wiggle room at the very, very first part of session tomorrow. But at this point, I'll stop us right here at 9:40 tomorrow morning. We will take up both Senate Bill 53 and House Bill 269. And we will have a discussion on Delegate Anderson's amendment. Okay, that's what we'll do. With that, that concludes the voting session for today. We will see you tomorrow at 9:40, and we will be sharp at 9:40 tomorrow, 9:40 a.m. Thank you very much.
Chair, can we make sure that Dylan or somebody sends out the email of the right Zoom? So that
Yes,
we-
the right Zoom will be emailed out, and you should also have received the amendment as well.
Great.